Hello everyone, my name is Kyle, call sign Gaussmouse, and I'm going to bring you a series of me passing out of Bronze League. I think I'm going to do it pretty soon here. I see a lot of people, a lot of the pros, a lot of Platinum, Diamond, Masters level players giving tutorials about how to get out of Bronze, but I don't see anybody documenting their own struggle out of Bronze, so I'm trying to bring content that I don't see anywhere else, and I hope it's insightful for you. I look at these videos and I think, yeah, macro up, supply up, I do all those things. Why am I still stuck here? Why do I still get smoked by these cheap rushes? And then I go back and watch my replays. You know, I started just watching the replays of my losses and going like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But what I thought was interesting was that the replays of my wins were also really, really good at pointing out my really blatant errors. So, big spoiler here, this is going to be a win for me. But, like I said, there are a lot of errors and timing missteps that I made here that I wanted to, you know, just kind of talk about and you know, make watching replays a little bit sweeter, right? It's a lot more fun to watch a game when you know you're gonna win, or to revisit a victory than it is to revisit a defeat, and also apparently just as educational. So here's my Zerg opponent. He found me before I found him. I don't understand this aggression with workers. You know, I just like to get in, figure out what's up, and then leave. I just don't. I don't think they're very effective. But hey, whatever. You're Zerg. You got to be a little more aggressive. I get it. That's fine. But he does something really interesting here, which in hindsight should have tipped me off to a less macro-oriented build from him. He throws down a proxy hatch right here, which we've seen that before. But then he's going to cancel it, and then be pretty clever. Watch this. So he cancels it, and I see that he cancels it, and I send my workers on about their business, not knowing that he put a spine crawler right there. Look at that. Had no idea about this at the time, and all of a sudden when my marine pops out, he starts shooting, and I'm like, what? And there's a spine crawler right there. I thought that was pretty clever. So that drone's going to get away with about 2 HP just by the skin of his teeth. But I hadn't seen that before. I thought that was pretty interesting. But that tells me that my opponent has 400 spare minerals that he's banking for a kind of a trick. So, here we are. We're finding his base. Sorry about the phone. I see he's got 1 gas and his spawning pool. Complete. So, I guess not a whole lot of anything other than I know that he's not going to totally bum rush me here. So, the build. I got this build from Kaeru. He's one of the guys I study, and by one of the guys I mean the main guy. I've been watching Day 9, Hunter, Force, this guy Aegis, who does College League games. I really like his style too. But Kaeru is head and shoulders above those other guys as far as I'm concerned. He puts out these Terran guides that are phenomenal. Absolutely wonderful, with multiple games of 2 or 3 builds each that he's been kind of casting and showing what to look for, how to adapt to them. Kaeru is Japanese for frog, but it also has a subtext of, or I should say an alternate meaning of, change. And if you read this guy's story, he's been through quite a bit. He was born in, he's of Persian origin, I believe, and then moved to Sweden when he was 3, so that can't be easy, right? Always adapting, and now he's Terran, which is a pretty adaptive StarCraft race. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that that was all intentional and awesome. So this is his 3 racks push. I call it his because I learned it from him, so as far as I'm concerned, it's his. You get the first, it's a 12 supply, 13 refinery, 15 orbital, but I believe this time around I did the 12 refinery and 13 racks, which I'm going to say I did on purpose, although I probably didn't. I probably just got my timing mixed up. So basically what you do is with the first racks, you pump out a Marine for defense, and then get a reactor on that one as soon as you can. And then you get out the other 2 racks and throw tech labs on those. As soon as the first tech lab pops, you research STEM. And if you're doing it right, at the 7:30 mark right here, you should be pushing with STEM, just finishing researching. But I stumbled and didn't get my build out in time, so I guess instead of pushing out right now, I'm going to just do my sissy sweep with the scanner. And not seeing anything, hunker down to my base and macro up a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I find that I'm a little timid as a Terran player. Well, as a StarCraft player, really. I have to feel pretty secure before I make that first push, at least historically. I've gotten a lot better about this. This game was posted about 2 weeks ago, so I should be poking out right now. But I want to get my command center up, I guess. There's really no reason I should be poking. This is what I'm talking about watching your replays. It's so important. It's so important. So I've chickened out to the point where I'm going to get my factory out and go in with a tank too. And just keep... Look, did you see that? A couple of Marines popped out of those racks that had the tech labs on it. It's like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? So there's the engineering bay to get a couple of upgrades. Jeez, I'm tempted to speed this up. This is painful. Look at this push, is so late. This is like a 3 minute late push here. Well, 2.5 really. But now that I got my tank, I should, I think my balls have dropped by now, so here I go. You know, I did remember to put my Marauders in front, so little merits here and there. Marauders are armored and have 125 HP, I think, as opposed to Terran's 45. And then I hear my Marauder complaining that he's in a world of hurt where he just got a little scratch. Those Marauders whine, don't they? They can totally handle it, and they're like, I'm in a world of hurt! No, you're not, dude. Grow up. You're fine. You'll be fine. Trust me, I'll send a medevac. Just trust me. So he does know that I'm coming. If he was paying attention, he would know what that force was. So here I am. I've got my tank surrounded, right? Nice and insulated. And you're going to see me control the tank right here. Watch. Look. Go to the tank. Whoop. Controls are wrong. Anyhow. I attack with here and I hit flick my tank and hit E. Oh my god, why is it not sieging? Why is it not sieging? Because I forgot to research siege mode. Awesome. So here I go. Don't forget to research siege mode. Awesome. Pushing out with my expansion. This was an interesting accident for me. Very important lesson that I learned in this game was how important the terrain was. Now I think, you know, at these levels where you're trying to get out of, you know, the lower leagues, the metal leagues, if you will, terrain is probably that big of a deal to focus on, but it's the kind of thing where if you get the opportunity, you should take advantage of it. And on a choke like this, where I can seal off that whole causeway and really prohibit those Zerg units from getting a decent surround on me, this was a huge advantage. So this spine crawler's coming up. I think I'm about ready to back out now, but yeah, they're gonna call it quits. Go back to the tower. Just an attack move over to the tower. But I didn't notice the red dots following them and killing them. Awesome. It's kind of funny the disproportionate size of the interfaces in StarCraft 2 to how important they are, right? Because if you really think about it, the game is really played in this mini-map here. This is your awareness of the whole game. So if this was proportionate to how important it was in the game, it would probably take up like a third or more of the screen. And the economy tabs are just numbers at the top, you know? 3 numbers. 4 if you count the the 2 for the fractional for the supply, but that's almost just as important. That's what. This is the area up here that keeps you in the game. This is where the game is actually played. This is what keeps you relevant in the game. And this whole big area is just for detail, really. Kind of funny. But it certainly looks a lot prettier than those other 2. Anyhow, let's get back to my camera here.
This better be good.
So there was another attack move. Fortunately, I don't think I even noticed this. I'm just doing my thing in here. Whoop. We feel so safe by the towers, don't we?
Additional supply depots required.
Rally to the towers. Get to the towers. So now I've got my siege mode, and I'm so happy that I sieged them up way out of any meaningful range. I'd like to say that I've learned my lesson since then, but I don't know. I'll have to check my replays and make sure that I have. I think I'm so excited to finally have it that I just, wanted to siege them up as soon as possible. I guess I was expecting a big rush, and I did Shift E those siege tanks so that they would siege up automatically, but fortunately I'm in deep, and he was in range of the poker that whole time, so he's in the red. Oh well, not my smartest move, but it happens. So here we are, macroing up a little bit more, just cleaning up. Some more supply depots. I find I'm supply blocked all the time. I played this 2v2 game the other day. I spent the whole thing, like 5 minutes of this game, no joke, at like 62 supply block. Not even knowing it. I had these units queued up, I was on an aggressive roll, and I saw units being filled, but it was just because they were being queued up as my playing units were dying. Now this is interesting. I just walk by these things after attacking the extractors, but look what's in these eggs about to pop. I wonder if we can click on these eggs as we're playing. That'd be interesting, because I would have put a little more focus fire on those eggs had I known. And then these extras pop out, and I quite nearly pooped myself. I'm like, oh, my run. Good run. Oh well, good game. But I'm holding it because, again, I'm abusing the terrain. I like to keep it casual with my opponents. I don't like to bleacher, so I try and encourage, share when I think that, they had an effective play. If someone lays down a good storm, or a nice fungal, wow. Oh, damn. He throws me a laughing face. I gotta say, the StarCraft 2 community is, as far as sportsmanship in video games go, it's pretty top. I mean, there's some BM out there, but I mean, the other game I play, really multiplayer, is COD, and people there are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, I'm pretty much going to finish up here with this last push. I mean, that's what sealed the deal, right? Is surviving that Ultralisk attack, and his economy's boned. Now, I've gotten in trouble a lot where I have to...
Mineral field depleted.
Oh, one more Ultra. I've gotten in a lot of positions lately where somebody will sneak out on a base on me, and I have no idea what's going on. And here they are with like a 3rd or 4th or 5th base. So I've been working on clicking on a Marine and sending them to another location. I think if my Zerg opponent was a little more on it, he would probably have more like 5 bases by now. But Idris surely would have, right? Fortunately, there aren't very many Idris in this league. So, that's GG. Anyhow, hope you guys found this insightful. And be sure to check out Amir's blog. It's starcraftstory.com. His call sign is Kaeru. He just got accepted into Inferno Esports, so I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this guy. I'm hoping so. I'm definitely a fanboy. So, anyhow, good game, guys. Thanks for watching.